Hey everyone, so this is Job, and this is probably an additional video or a supplemental video to my initial 2020 planner and journal setup. So, in that video, I showcased the first three that I am going to use pretty much daily, and then I talked about or briefly showed you the other three planners and journals that I want to use in 2020. But these are probably notebooks that I'm not going to use very often or probably just use once a week. So I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to use them. And it's pretty much like a story of how I have a lot of journals and planners that I am not finished or in the process of trying to complete. So this is like the true and real aspect of, being a person who journals and starts journals, because the reality is you probably have so many notebooks and sketchbooks and journals that aren't finished. And so I'm just going to talk about it right now. So the first one that I have is my passport size traveler's notebook. I'm going to use this as kind of like an everyday carry. I said that most of these notebooks live on my desk, but this one I just keep in my personal bag. So the bag that I bring to work, or even if I'm gonna go out with friends for like a coffee run or something, this is something that I would bring. I wouldn't bring my full bullet journal or my large regular size Midori Traveler's notebook if I am not going to be doing anything using that notebook. So if it's just like for a quick coffee, or like if I just need like a notebook with me, I feel like I always need to have like a notebook with me. It's just one of those weird things. So I am gonna have this in my personal bag, or even my jacket. It fits perfectly in the inside pocket of my coats and stuff. So it's quite chunky, but it does fit, and it's something that I would bring with me. So it has a monthly 2020 calendar. It's blank, obviously, and this is probably gonna remain blank. But I've made peace with that. I purchased this knowing that I probably won't write in it very often. But I just wanted to have an insert in here just so if I am out and about and I don't have my other planners, I can just write down the thing that I need to write down in here. So if I was having coffee with a friend and they wanted to make plans in September on the 13th, and I had this with me, I could just write it down. That's an oddly specific example. But I also have a regular blank insert in here, just in case I need to write anything down or take notes, or like I want to sketch on the fly. I just thought it would be nice to have that in here. And then I have the 2020 pencil board in the clear plastic sheet. And then I have the Posh Projects in collaboration with the Time Store leather zipper pouch. So that's pretty much it. This is probably not going to get used very often, but this is more of like a peace of mind thing. And I've made peace that this insert is probably not going to be used. That's all right. I can always recycle it and use it in another way, just like how I've used old vertical weekly inserts as my journal inserts. So that's how I'm using this. Next up, I have this chunky boy. This is my travel journals that have yet to be completed or have been completed, but I just want to, hold on to them before I put them into storage. Traveler's Notebook. That's the longest title ever. But this is where I keep my most recent travel journal and the one that I just completed. So this is a brown traveler's notebook from Midori that was etched with Job's journal with my old logo. I don't use this anymore, so it's a fun memory to have, and it's very minimal, so it just kind of looks like it got etched into it, which is nice. It kind of just has like a very low profile, which I love. But it says Job's journal. I love it. It aged nicely, and then I have my initials on the back that I got personalized from Songjun at the Time Store, just like this one. But this one is quite thick with two C's. Sorry. And then I have let me talk about the first insert. So this is, who is this from? This is from Baumkuchen in collaboration with, who is it in collaboration with? This is like one of the first few like really cool traveler's notebook inserts that I've seen that that were made out of leather. This is the leather zipper pouch. I've had this for so long. I've had this since 2014, I think. Maybe earlier. No, 2014. Or 2015, actually. But this is from Baumkuchen, and they collaborated with a leather brand that is not Superior Labor, but they have, this is like their first like foray into like leather zipper pouches, and now Baumkuchen has this long-standing collaboration with Superior Labor, and they do a lot of cool stuff. I have yet to purchase anything from that collection, but I probably will in 2020, just because I want to see what it's all about, and I want to see what their insert looks like, because it's a mix of cloth and or like canvas and leather, because my Superior Labor leather zipper pouch, so it's my pencil case, is amazing, and it's in the same natural leather, so I really like how that feels. So I think having an insert or like some sort of notebook accessory from that collaboration would be awesome. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. This is my completed East Coast / Toronto travel journal. It's all completed, except there are some pages like this one with no journaling, this one has no journaling, and this one has no journaling. So I'm gonna kind of complete that. This is pretty much finished, but I'm just gonna add like finishing touches and like also write down a few fun stories from that day in these blank spaces. But that's completed, which is great. And this is my December daily / Barcelona travel journal. I'm just gonna mix them together. So I have this huge paper bag of ephemera from Barcelona. So I have some work to finish, and then I have spreads that are incomplete from December daily, and I have quite a few pages left. So I'm gonna try and use that and finish this up. And then I have a clear plastic sheet with a lot of factory traveler's notebook ephemera and stuff that I've just kept, which looks cool, in here. And then I have like washi tape samples in here, but I usually do put a whole bunch of stuff in here, but I did a big clean out of my zipper pouches, so they're all quite empty except for one washi tape sample. So that's pretty much it for this. And then I purchased this last notebook at the beginning of 2019. I purchased this like 3 weeks in, I think, into January. So this was a last minute decision, and it kind of bit me in the butt because I never really looked through it, because this is an MD paper notebook. I love the paper. I love the minimal look of these calendar spreads, but I thought that it would be a dot grid at the back, but it's lined. So yeah, it's been kind of interesting because I've tried to use this in many different ways in 2019. I initially used this as my like memory tracker, or like personal planner. So I am kind of using it like how I'm using my personal bullet journal. And then I thought I would do some daily journaling in here, but then I ended up like embellishing it a lot, and yeah, it ended up being more of like a task that I needed to do each day instead of me enjoying the act of journaling. So yeah, that's one reason why I didn't end up using it. And then I kind of tried to be more loose with it and use it as a sketchbook, and that didn't work out. Well, I do like it as a sketchbook, but the paper is, crinkly, and it doesn't take like wet media very well. So I moved on. Well, I didn't. I tried to use it for like a few spreads. Like this one. This one was like bullet journal inspired, because this was before I actually purchased an actual bullet journal to use, and I was playing around with the idea of bullet journaling. So this was a nice segue into bullet journaling, actually. And I tried to do some more like free form journaling. I did all of my creator box planning in here, which was nice. And then this is when I started using it as a health journal. So I use it for like the whole summer, I think. And then it leaves me with, I think we're like halfway through the notebook. So I don't really know what to use this for. I think I want to do some sort of health tracking. But one thing in 2020 that I want to be more mindful of is to not overdo it with like the daily journaling tasks. So there's like habit tracking, there's the health journal, there's the bullet journal, and then there's my daily journal. Like there's just too many things to like keep track of and to work on each day. So I'm trying to minimize that. My go-to is just to work on my bullet journal as usual, to like write down my tasks, which is not arduous because I already end up reaching for that notebook every day because I want to write down my tasks. And then daily journaling, sometimes I'll do that, sometimes I won't. And then yeah, I just want to keep it to those two. So adding one extra thing might be too much, but I'm gonna use this as like a catch-all notebook. I'm not gonna define this notebook as something that I have to use or work in, but it's nice that I have like a line notebook if I just want to write. And like, yeah, if I want to write, there's lines. If I want to do something more like arty, like these spreads, I can use it as a sketchbook. I'm gonna try and be more free with it. But it sucks because I wish this was dot grid, because I know I would end up drawing in it or sketching in it more. I also have these like 2 sketchbooks that I'm not even going to show because they are like 4 pages in and I rarely reach for them. So I'm trying to be more deliberate in the journals that I use. So if I'm going to sketch, I'm going to either sketch in either in these notebooks or my main daily my daily journal, just because I want my sketches to be a part of my journal and I don't want it to be in a separate place that I can't see, because I tend to flip through my daily journal more than my sketchbook. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This was probably shorter than the initial video explaining the main 3 notebooks that I will be using for 2020, but it's nice to know that I have these other 3 that I can use when I need, and they have their own purpose. And yeah, it's great that I have so many options and so many things that I can use in 2020. But that's it, folks. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you.